So now let's turn to the inside Republican situation. As you know, I'm an independent. I'm not associated with any party. Don't really follow the party politics very much unless someone inside either party starts to hurt you. Then I rapidly get involved. The Republican Party is in the middle of a changeover from Ronna McDaniel, who is the chair of the RNC, and now, as of last Friday, you have Michael Whatley and Lara Trump, who is President Trump's daughter-in-law. She joins us now from Washington. So when I heard first that you were going to do this, I went, why would anybody want this job? I mean, I know you want your father-in-law to be back in the Oval Office. That's obvious. But you have a family, you got kids, and this is like 24 hours a day. This never stops, right?
Well, you're right, Bill. I mean, to be honest with you, it's not a job that I ever wanted or a job that I ever really thought I would pursue. But I also never thought that our country would be in such dire straits. And we truly are. I think you really have seen us in a space in America where if this election coming up on November 5th goes the wrong way and Joe Biden ends up with 4 more years in the Oval Office, I really don't know what kind of country we have on the other side of that. So, yeah, I have 2 young children. They're 4 and 6 years old. I have a lot of things that I'm busy with all the time, but nothing is more important to me than ensuring that their future is set up well and that every American child gets to grow up in the same America I got to grow up in. So when my father-in-law called and he said, would you do this? To be honest with you, I thought about it and I had to think long and hard about it. And then I said, you know what? If I'm the best person for this job and this is the best use of my time over the next 8 months, absolutely, I'm a yes.
Okay. What does the RNC actually do beside raising money? I mean, we know you raise money and you're going to have to raise a lot of it in the next 8 months to compete with the Democrats, which, you know, that's a money donating machine over there. Yeah. But what else does the RNC do beside raising money?
Well, look, you don't win the presidency without the support of the Republican National Committee. The reality is this is a committee that's been around so long. It's obviously one of the 2 major political parties in this country, and they have an apparatus across the country in every state, in every district around the United States of America. And so once you have a nominee named, which obviously Donald Trump is the presumptive nominee for the Republican Party, you need the apparatus of the RNC to help all across the country in different districts.
You got to be specific now. I mean, okay, to help, all right, got it. But how do you do that? I mean, one of the reasons that Donald Trump lost to Joe Biden, to me, and I've been around like a long time since U.S. Grant, was that the Democrats were better organized in getting out the mail-in ballots and all of this stuff, okay?
Yeah.
So they mobilized more people to the polls than the Republicans did. And they did that in a variety of ways. They had a lot of money from Mark Zuckerberg, okay, hundreds of millions of dollars to hire people to go out. How is the RNC going to compete against that in November?
Yeah, well, the truth is, you're right, Bill. We have not been playing the game the same way. We have been playing checkers, and the DNC and the Democrats have been playing chess. We have to fight fire with fire. And you're right. As Republicans, we've had this notion for a long time. We're going to go out and all vote on Election Day. And it would be great if we had voter ID across the country. It would be great if we had paper ballots. We don't have those things. We know Election Day starts in some states months ahead of November 5th. We have to start talking to people on the Republican side of the aisle about early voting, about mail-in voting.
Well, what does that mean? Does that mean you hire local people to do that like the Democrats do? What exactly are you going to do?
Well, there's a whole host of different ways. First of all, messaging has to be go vote early. For a long time, we never told people that. We said wait until Election Day. So the messaging is going to change. We are hiring people like legal ballot harvesters all across this country to go everywhere you legally can and harvest ballots.
What does that mean, though, harvest ballots? Does that mean convince people to vote a certain way? Is that what harvest about? What does that mean?
Not on the Republican side. Perhaps on the Democrat side, they may help you fill it out. What ballot harvesting is literally going to an area where you can have a contingent of people, a group of people. You take their ballots and then you take it to a designated location and
so
turn
they
them in.
bring their ballots to the VFW hall, and then the RNC has somebody at the hall who takes those ballots physically and brings them to the voting precinct. That's what ballot harvesting is.
Exactly.
And you're going to do that now in a much more aggressive way than you did it 4 years ago. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's exactly right. We're going to turn out low propensity voters. These are people who maybe only vote in 1 out of every 4 presidential elections, but every time they will vote Republican. We are going to target these people using a bunch of different software and AI technology that perhaps we hadn't had in the past. But I think the most important thing we have to do is protect the vote. Election integrity is something that every person in this country...
How do you do that, though? How do you protect the vote?
Well, look, we have a whole host of different lawyers that are going to be spread out across the country. Some of these are paid. We are also asking for volunteer attorneys to be in every polling location. And they're going to be at the actual
polling places? Because you know you can't, it's against the law to politic at polling places. So you're going to have people observing?
We can have eyes on the ground. Legally, you can have poll watchers. We will have trained poll watchers. This is something the RNC has never done. These are people who can actually count the ballots going in, ballots going out, handle them, and really assure people that every single legal vote in this country is counted. Because, Bill, if we don't have election integrity, nothing else ultimately matters.
You're going to be hiring a lot of people, Lara, but
we sure will.
You got to compete. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. If the government continues its printing and spending, the dollar could continue its free fall and lose its coveted role as the world reserve currency. Let's hope that doesn't happen. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Thank you for watching the No Spin News. To watch the full episode anytime on BillO'Reilly.com, please sign up to become a premium or concierge member. Visit BillO'Reilly.com to sign up and start watching today.